welcome to another YouTube episode. I think now we've changed the name. It's the Glam Room. Welcome to the Glam Room, and today we are talking all things Met Gala, and on the studio we have one of our favorite stylists and local, iconic, Phupho Gumede Kardashian. If you like this content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. If you want to see more of this content, do the same. Phupho, how are you, Tom?
Hi, Orapeling, OT style, with OM style avenue.
I like how you said hi, Orapeling. Is that how you call me?
That's how I call you.
Orapeling.
Orapeling.
Really?
Is that a natural name?
No, that's not my name.
What do you mean? What is your name? Please introduce yourself.
Well, let me reintroduce myself. Everyone knows me as the king of couture in the streets. Does that sound better?
Okay, that sounds better.
Yeah.
That sounds better.
How
okay.
are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for coming. You look gorgeous.
Thank you. Stop.
You are giving me gilded glam.
Oh, exactly. I mean, that is...
Was that the intention?
That was the intention, because I mean, we're talking the Met Gala, and this is the most gilded glam. So let me put on some gloves, let me put on some diamonds, some
And
pearls,
some expensive jewelry.
Exactly. Let me just tuck all that belly in this corset.
Cinched. People know you as Phupho Gumede Kardashian. Do people know you as the most iconic or icon?
They know me as a full-time icon.
Full-time icon.
Yes.
Did you name yourself that, or people named you that?
I named myself that because I feel like you have to tell people who you are, and then they start,
Relating.
Exactly.
The power of the tongue.
Mm-hmm. You see, now, you called yourself the king of couture, now you are the king of couture.
And that's how it literally started.
Exactly.
And I mean, people call you iconic, or is it the most...
A full-time icon.
A full-time
and
icon.
Because that is how it is. When I meet you for the first time, I'm like, hi, I'm Phupho, and you call me Phupho.
Yeah.
Because that is what I said you must call me.
Yeah. So from your mouth to the universe.
Exactly.
So, but how, isn't it, like, what is a job title? What does it require being a full-time icon?
Just putting the extra effort into everything that you do, so it comes out living up to the standard that you've set for yourself.
Yeah.
So each and every project I jump into, whether it's being a stylist or being a creative director or being in front of the camera or being a guest at your show,
Yeah.
or creating contents for my Instagram, it just has to live up to the standard that you have set for yourself.
And you have been setting the standard for yourself. Like for the longest time. I remember when I met you, I think it was at the Devon July 2019. Weren't you 19?
I was very young. What was I wearing at the last Devon July? Was I wearing leather?
I know you had dreadlocks.
Yes, I was. I think it's the year where I dyed my eyebrows blonde to match my blonde dreadlocks.
And always been a risk taker. But how long have you been in the industry though?
The first appearance I made on a red carpet credit was when I was 13.
Yeah.
But being fully in the industry, I got in when I was in 2017. I think I was 18.
Yo.
And I was styling mamas and papas in East States of Africa.
Imagine at 18 years. How did that make you feel?
It's always a pinch of the moment, like looking at things looking at my life at any given time and thinking, this is what I manifested for myself like a couple of years ago, or like a couple of months ago. It's always a surreal moment. But the pressures of fashion, you never get to really live in the moment because the pressure. Like, how are you living in the moment when the client wants the gown?
But is it about the client, or is it about the vision and how you want to execute it? I feel like for the longest time being in the fashion industry, like growing up and watching The Bold and the Beautiful, right? I think that was like our go-to reference in terms of how we perceive the industry. And then, getting to actually interpret it in life to your clients. What is that transition for you?
It's so wild because what we know about fashion and the industry is from the international stage. And unfortunately, the local stage is not as broad as the international stage. For example, we know that you don't alter a Chanel to fit you. You alter yourself.
You don't alter
Chanel.
Vera Wang as
You
well.
don't alter Vera Wang.
Wang.
Exactly. You alter yourself to get into a Vera Wang.
I mean,
and now we are now working into the industry, and the reality is you actually alter the dress to fit the client.
yeah.
So and I'm not just talking about it physically. I'm just talking about like in terms of expectations and representation. It has to always, the client always has to be happy at the end of the day.
And does it vary from client to client, or is it on a specific brief?
It varies from client to client, but I feel like once you've made a name for yourself, you are able to always.
What is making a name for yourself?
Like the credibility.
Credibility?
Yeah, like once you are Orapeling Modutle, once someone flies in the country because they want to have a consultation with you, that is making a name for yourself.
Okay.
So,
understood.
exactly.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you made a name for yourself?
I don't know, Orapeling, have I?
Well, I personally feel like you have.
Well,
you know?
if Orapeling says...
I mean, at 16, I mean, styling a big magazine or platform like Mamas and Papas, I mean, you have to, you know, satisfy a market. That's a big job.
That's a very big job. So if Orapeling says I've made a name for myself, who am I to say no? If the king of couture says that.
Well, I call myself the king.
Because you are the king of couture. Have you seen your work?
Well, apparently I heard, I think it was a tweet, people were saying, is Orapeling still a designer?
Orapeling is still a designer, but it just works, it works out of preference now. He prefers to work. Well, are you still a designer?
I am still a designer. I think designer is my beginning, you know, but I feel like at some point, you know, you as an artist, I feel like, you know, even when you're painting, like as a visual artist, when you paint, you specifically decide which direction you take. I think that's where I am creatively. Not that I'm trying, because I feel like, you know, at some point I was like making dresses for everyone. And when you turn, Orapeling.
Yeah.
But now I just feel like, you know, I have to choose because I have to feel the moment.
Exactly.
So that doesn't, viewers,
Ooh,
that doesn't,
okay.
that does not
feel. Orapeling has to feel the moment for him to decide if he wants to dress you.
Do you feel like that mostly though?
Yes, I do. I do feel like right now at my career, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Respectfully, I do pick and choose who I want to work with because I feel like I'm gonna put the same effort into each and every job that I do. So let it be worth it. It's not just about the money, but let it take me a step further in my career.
And let it be satisfactory to you.
Exactly. And let it be able to, let it be with someone who's gonna get me as much. I know this is gonna get me into a lot of trouble, but let it be with someone who has enough PR value for it to be worth it.
But is it about PR value or is it about executing the right moment?
You can execute the right moment and then no one sees the moment. And fashion is in it.
So no one at all sees the moment, or maybe South Africa does not see the moment, but someone from Nigeria can see the moment.
Well, someone, yes, okay, when you put it like that, like someone from Nigeria, but also it has to be worth, it has to add to my career. Like it has to be something, like whenever I pick on projects, it has to be something I can put in my portfolio.
Yeah. How did you start? When did it all start? I mean, we know you as like the stylist for your sister Ayanda. So is that where it started?
Yes, yeah, that's where it started. So I've always, obviously, as every person in fashion would say, I've always loved fashion, I've always liked dressing up. But I started really thinking I might have an actual interest in the career of fashion when I was like 10, 11. And then I would like every weekend pitch these ideas to my sister. I think you should wear this, you should wear this, you should. And then she would just like, not now, for 3 years. And then just one time.
What, did you not think that you would be able to pull it off?
I think you just, as a person who has a brand, you don't trust your 11-year-old brother to
Of course.
Would you trust your 11-year-old brother to put together an outfit for you?
I mean, for me, that was going to be my next question. I'm like, how is it that you trust your own brother in terms of how you're going to perceive yourself, especially on your career?
Exactly. So,
But like from your side, how did that make you feel?
because I was still young, so
Yeah.
it would be a thing of, wait, so does my sister think maybe I can't or I'm not as good as I think I am? In my head back then I was good. Looking back now I was like, no, I was not. But also it kept on because I've always looked up to Ayanda.
Yeah.
She's always been the blueprint for me in terms of the life I wanna live. Because when I grew up,
Because she's a glamazon.
you know, and she was already in the entertainment industry. She was already on the cover of Drum and Move every week in, week out. So all of that, I knew that actually this is the life that I want. So impressing her was a huge part of me growing up.
Yeah.
Like I'd always wanted to do things that like should be like, oh,
Satisfied
okay.
with.
Love,
But do
I
you feel like
see.
you're still doing it, or you surpassed that? Like now, it's like it's an energy to energy type of thing.
I think now it's an energy to energy type of thing.
Because I mean, I've actually experienced the two of you's energy together, you know, in one place, and we're doing the dress. Was it for the Crown Gospel Award?
I think our first collaboration with you, that was for the 2018 Crown Gospel Awards, and then we did it again for the Feathers last year.
Which one was your favorite moment?
I love the Feathers. The Feathers, it was so gorgeous. It was such a fashion moment, and also pants and the whole jump. It was giving drama. It was.
Guys, which of the two was your favorite moment? Was it the Feathers or was it the Crown Gospel Award? I remember when we posted the Crown Gospel Award, like all the celebrities went onto the comment section. So I felt like that was a moment. But immediately when I posted the picture, like, you know, I didn't get such good reviews, but she did. But I kind of more or less understood where the angle was and why it was like that.
So why do you think it was like that?
I feel like, you know, people really love Ayanda as a person because she exudes class and opulence, and that has always been like that has always been her life. You know, for me, like you said, Kamo, you know, he looked like a rich boy.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's the same thing. It's like she was born into money. She has that. You know, it's like when God decides to create something, that's what he does, so that people can see you in that way. I feel like that's just how she is. And in everything she wears, no matter ugly or bad, it looks good.
I mean, it's never ugly or bad.
Is it never ugly or bad?
It's never ugly or bad.
Do you get bad reviews at all?
I do not get bad reviews from people who matter. I've never gotten a bad review from someone who matters. All the bad reviews have come from a nameless account on Twitter, and that no one cares about that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But are you moved by social media?
I'm not moved, but I think there's a certain level of people who move me. I think it has a lot to do
And
with...
what is that level of people?
There are people I take seriously, and I know this is going to come out in a bad way, but there are people I take seriously and their opinions seriously. Like if Olapeleng would say, Phupho, what the outfit now, then I would be like, ish, okay, let me go back to that interview.
But don't, like, every viewer's, well, I suppose not everyone's.
Opinion counts.
Opinion
no,
counts,
no,
yeah.
not everyone's opinion counts. The thing is, fashion, the foundation of fashion is elitist.
Yeah.
So the entire industry of fashion is built on having a small society and keeping people outside of it as far as they can.
Because not everyone understands.
And not
it.
everyone understands it. So now with social media, we've come to a point where it's accessible to everyone, therefore everyone thinks they can have a voice that matters. And unfortunately, not everyone has to have a voice that matters. It is an elite society. Fashion on its own is an elite society.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Get it?
The girls that get it, and the ones that don't.
But like growing up from KZN, that's where you're from, right?
Yes.
How has being a stylist, you know, really, and being being born and bred from KZN, has contributed to your career?
Oh, has it contributed into my career? I guess because that's why I am. I'd say it has contributed.
Yeah.
But I don't really say there's anything like that I do and I'd say, oh, this is like literally inspired by KZN or this is inspired by my background.
It's more your family.
Yeah.
Your mom?
Yeah, literally. Like I think it's stuff that I'd see from my mom's pictures that I'd be like, oh, okay, actually recreating this look now would be so dope.
Yeah. You know, I've seen Tebo Magugu has done
Yes, exactly. He did like
Yeah.
the entire collection inspired
Yeah.
by Stylist. This was so beautiful. That was such a breathtaking new approach into like collections.
that. Yeah. And interpreting, you know, a vision.
When is your next collection coming?
I don't know.
I've been asking you that.
I actually haven't done any collections in 3 years.
I know, and I can't wait for you to come back. I can't wait to.
I don't know what's going to happen when I come back. Well, we are coming back. We don't know when it is, but it's definitely happening.
I can't believe you haven't released the collection in 3 years and you're still booked out busy week. It's giving icon, period.
And you know,
It's giving king of couture.
My studio have been busy, guys. You know, we sleep at 7, 9, 10. We wake up in the morning, we work.
Without dropping any albums.
Without
dropping any, no albums out, no EPs out, none, but you're still out here.
Well, I suppose that's the power of the universe. That's how God works, you know. It's like when you put so much, especially into your craft,
Yes.
you know, there's just so much you get out of it.
Yes.
But because it comes from the love, you understand? I'm sure you know that. I'm sure you can resonate with me a bit.
Yeah, I have had moments where, for example, do you know this year I did my first shoot last week?
Ever since the year started?
Ever since the year started, I did my first shoot last week.
Your birthday picture was giving though. Was it honey?
It was syrup.
Which one is much more sweeter though, between honey and syrup?
Syrup is much sweeter, and it's better to use syrup because it flows more.
Where did you get that from an esthetician?
No. Oh my God. I'm literally in tears right now. So yeah, I really resonate with what you're saying, that when you put that much amount of work and heart into the work you do, it will outlast how it's supposed to last, I think. I don't know.
And you know, the fashion industry is known for, I think when we grew up, fashion is being a designer. But you came up, you chose to become a stylist. Is there any specific reason why you went for styling?
I think being a stylist chose me.
Yeah.
Because
oh yes, so moment of silence. Let the fans flow. Stylist chose me.
No,
money chose me.
Money chose me.
Love it.
I generally think being a stylist chose me because the reason I got into styling is so that by the time I finish my degree in fashion, I already have a foot in the industry. That was just the plan. That is how I became a stylist.
Met Gala this year, 2022, was probably one of my favorite thus far. I mean, the gilded glam, everyone brought it together. I mean, I've always been obsessed with the red carpet, Met Gala, and how everyone brings the look. So today, I specifically brought two of my favorite stylists to come to the show and really interpret and say what they felt about this year's theme. Edgy, Prince Edgy, born and bred in KZN. I've got actually two KZN stylists today. Very interesting.
Exactly.
So what do you think? Please, Edgy, take it over.
Hi everyone, my name is Prince Edgy, a stylist based in Durban, and I'd like to first say thank you for inviting me to the Glam Room to discuss, of course, all things Met Gala. I'm going to be discussing just a few of my favorites and, of course, least favorite looks at this year's Met Gala. The theme was Gilded Glamour, as you guys have discussed, and it is all about sort of a Bridgerton kind of vibe. And to start off, I would like to discuss Chloe. It was her first ever Met Gala. At first, I thought it looked too much like Kim's outfit. I didn't like it, but I think she did give enough drama. And when I looked at it closely, I mean, it was giving. It was stunning, you know. I wish the sleeves were a bit more dramatic, but his sister, I didn't like. Kim, I think it was great. But not for that party. It was giving Marilyn Monroe, of course, because that dress was worn by her, but it wasn't for this year's theme. I think for the next year or the following year, maybe. A look that I was absolutely obsessed with was Ukardi. I mean the hair, the snatch, giving a little bit of corsetry like my top, the gloves. I mean, she was giving what was needed. It ticked all the boxes. Ujiji, That undergarment was stunning. That corsetry underneath was stunning. However, not that blanket. It was giving home choice. It was giving black cloth. I really found Lenny Kravitz's look confusing. It was giving steampunk. Nikki. Great makeup though. Lizzo, what was underneath was great. I'm not so sure about the embroidery over, but I think she went with the gilded as in thinly coated with gold. Kylie, that snapback. The second dress was the dress you should have worn to the main event. I loved it. It was snatched. It was a man wearing a pin-cushioned outfit. I don't really think it fitted with the theme. Chloe Bailey, that side hip, confused. Megan, I love Megan. I think she looked stunning for the Met, but I'm not so sure it was really on theme. You know? Janelle Monáe, nah. Maybe if it was that Roman Catholic one, I think that outfit would have worked. The person though that we have to talk about that really stole the show was definitely Blake Lively. Firstly, it ticked all the boxes as well. It was inspired by an iconic American landmark, which is the Statue of Liberty. It had a transformation element. That's what you need at the Met Gala. The silhouette fitted the theme of that gilded era, the corsetry. I would love to see a Somizi on those stairs. I think Usom Gaga is the one person in SA that gives a lot of drama. Check his opening title sequences for his reality TV show. The red bob outfit. Hey. I would love to see Bonang. But Bonang, I think, would give us more glam than Honkacho or more of their theme. I think she is a girl though that you can never write off, because Bonang can then go to the Met Gala after I said this, snatch the gala like that and be the queen of the ball. Great talking to you about the Met Gala this year. Hopefully I'll see you next time in the glam room with the team discussing all things fashion. Otherwise, thank you so much, dolls. Love you. Bye.
Oh my gosh, that is like an earful.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Prince Edge, former stylist from KZN.
I mean, I think that was very insightful. What do you think?
That was very insightful, you know, like looking at how this year's theme was the Gilded Glamour in America, the anthology of fashion, which was the most, I think most people forgot that part completely.
I feel like you are giving me good glads.
I had to be on theme, unlike most of the hands at the Met.
Always known to be shady.
I am wearing couture.
Yes. Probably one of my favorite upcoming designers.
Literally.
I mean, for me, maybe it's the TUT thing. The refining detailing, it's just immaculate.
This corset is like to die for. I can't breathe in this.
Is it good not breathing?
I don't really care about breathing. It's not one of my top priorities.
Yeah. It's all about the look.
It's all about the look. So I think when it comes to the Met Ball this year, we really just focus on the gilded glam, which is, I understand why people would, because it is the main theme, and how, like, we look at how the people during the gilded era really started.
What is the gilded era?
So it's around those times, you know, America was like really like the ghetto, a rural place, and then during the time of the...
Which part of America was the rural place?
No, I'm just saying like everywhere.
Or at large?
Yeah, so when the economy rised in the late 1800s with the Roosevelts, the Vanderbilts, those families were the ones that actually built New York City into the economic powerhouse that it is today, because of industries like the textile, the fashion, and the mining. So that is when they now had a lot of money to spend on things like clothing and things like having small waist, things like putting lot of layering in their clothes too.
So small waist was how they actually wore, or they did plastic surgery?
No, like the clothes had corsets. Yeah, so like the wives had a lot of money to now go to parties and host dinners every now and then. So the culture of dressing up started booming because of that era.
That's very interesting. And then the reincarnation of it to the Met Gala. How did you feel about it?
I think a lot of people brought it. I mean, a lot of people think it looked ugly, which is how the dresses looked back then. So a lot of people brought it. I'm not naming any names.
So ugly was the intention.
Ugly was the intention, you know, but also I feel like there are people who did not do the gilded era,
Yeah.
but still got it right, because the first part of the exhibition was in America,
Yeah.
the Anthology of Fashion, which is a piling up of eras in
The anthology
America.
of fashion.
Exactly. Which is a piling up of a playlist of some sort to make, basically an anthology is like an album.
Yeah.
So looking at America,
You heard that?
It is a piling up of looks that makes up how the world later wanted to dress like, you know. So I think a lot of people were on theme, just not the gilded part of the thing.
Who was your best dressed?
Who was my best dressed? Who do you think my best dress was?
Well, we all know that you're obsessed with Kim Kardashian. So was she your best?
Okay, let's start with Kim. One of the most interesting looks of the night, Kim Kardashian Northwest. Northwest. Definitely one of the most interesting looks of the night wore Marilyn Monroe's actual dress.
I think that was an
That was an iconic moment. I was
moment.
like, Kim is forever gonna give us an iconic moment.
Because I mean, no one can ever do. Those are archives, and those dresses are worth like millions and millions of dollars. And they actually gave Kim the privilege to. So what does that actually mean? How much star quality are you supposed to have to be able to be given such a platform?
Kim is undoubtedly, I'm gonna say this with my chest, the most famous figure in the world.
True. Well, I have to agree with that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it makes, and also comparing how her career has went, the path of her career, comparing it to Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe was like original sex symbol, and Kim is the sex symbol of our time.
Very
You
good
know,
fit, yeah.
Marilyn Monroe was the most photographed woman of
I
that
actually
time.
never thought about
Kim
it that
is
way.
the most photographed woman of all time. Marilyn Monroe's pictures were leaked on Playboy. That's how she became, more popular.
All. It's the energy.
It's the energy.
Yeah.
And looking at how Kim's sex tape was also leaked, and that accelerated her career. So,
And I mean, Kim is the reason, well, I'm afraid to say it, she is the reason why the Kardashians are the Kardashians.
well, she is.
And then most of the Kardashians actually came to the red carpet this year, like Khloe and Kourtney, that we actually haven't seen.
Yeah.
What did you think about their looks?
I loved Courtney's look. It was giving, you know, back then, Orapeleng, they didn't have like the equipment to fast track fashion.
Yeah.
So they had to do the entire outfits on calico and then transfer and then redo that.
So this is Kourtney.
Yes, so this is
Yeah.
Courtney's. I loved how Courtney gave the vibe of a look that is still during construction. I loved,
Under construction.
yes. That, what did you think about that?
I think Kourtney was probably, she's always known for me, I feel like she's the most stylish Kardashian. I think, not fashion icon, very stylish Kardashian. She gets it. But I, however, feel like for me, the hottest exercise for Kim, for Khloe to look so hot was the fiancé.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean-
the tattered guy.
What is his name again?
Travis Barker, world famous.
Is it Barker or Scott?
No, Travis Scott is Kylie's. Yo,
So
one thing about them.
How many Travers are
One
there?
thing about them. Wait, one thing about them, they'll go after.
And
So
Kylie?
I hated Kylie's look.
Why?
I'm sorry.
It was a tribute to
Virgil Abloh.
Virgil Abloh and Off-White.
I hate it. Still was an ugly look. I mean, there was an.
Sarah Langa did it,
It still was an.
and
ugly
everyone
look.
trashed Sarah Langa.
All I'm saying is that a cap on the red carpet is yet to be done right. None of them have gotten it right yet.
But the concept is there.
The thing is, a cap is a very important figure in streetwear.
Yeah.
So, and red carpet is how night is basically elegant way.
Yeah.
So now, when you merge the two, you really have to do it right. And I feel like no one has done it right yet.
Can I say how I feel about it? I mean, Nicki Minaj has done it. But I didn't like Nicki Minaj's look, sorry.
I stand by my words, no one has done it properly.
Like, I didn't like how
I didn't
Nicki
like
did
the
it.
look. I didn't like how, I mean, she was wearing Burberry by Ricardo Tisci. Ricardo Tisci is such
Obsessed with Ricardo Tisci.
is such a very seasoned designer. I feel like a mistake of making the cup size
What
2
is
sizes
this?
smaller to the Met Gala is very ignorant.
What is a seasoned designer?
No, he is a seasoned designer. He's moved from Givenchy to he's worked with big brands.
Okay.
He made Kim's wedding gown. He's a proper designer that has established himself in the worldwide stage. So for him to make a mistake that ignorant of making the cup sizes smaller in a dress, because that was what was making me irk the whole night. So Nicki Minaj kept on holding her breast because the cup sizes were smaller. That is such a very ignorant mistake.
Chloe, we haven't seen her on the red carpet for me, but however, Chloe, you know, she did it for me. She looked like a...
Chloe in Moschino. Loves it.
Yeah. Love it.
I love the fact that when you zoom in the dress, there's even more detail. There's nothing that I like more than...
Those are the strikes of perfection.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When an overall look looks nice, but you can zoom in and you see that thought went into this dress, it gave so much for me.
And sometimes it's always about who is wearing the dress.
Yes.
But I felt like Chloe really wore the look.
She
You know,
did
it's not a
gorgeous.
look that we haven't seen before. It's not a look, you know, that we feel like we'll be shocked doing. But I feel like just how the concept came to Chloe's body, the look, the hair, and the makeup.
Yeah, I
you
think
know,
that was
and
a good...
we didn't expect that from Chloe.
We didn't even expect her to come. But that was a good...
I think I heard you, but I chose not to actually respond to that. You're so shady, doll.
I'm not. What do you mean? I love to look. Okay, so should we talk about who's this hun? Is it Paloma? She was wearing custom coach, a white custom coach, like a corset.
Are we supposed to speak about her because she's wearing something that you wear?
Yes.
Well, I loved the look. I mean, for me, corsetry and how it's, you know, evolutionized. It's to, like, now you're wearing corset with pants, and you are a gay boy. As a queer person, you know, striking through those boundaries and, you know, being able to wear any possible thing at any given time. Like, for me, for us to be at this moment, I feel it's a good time to be alive.
It is such a good time to be alive.
Is it a good time to be alive?
It is a very much good time to be alive, even though I'm not breathing in this corset that looks like Paloma's. I actually loved her look. I feel like corsets were such a very significant part of the era. Every woman at that time wore a corset, and it is if you look closely to her silhouette, it's one of the earliest fabrics that have been made in fashion, and
How do you know about fabric so much, darling?
I feel like I live and breathe fashion.
Well, I love. For me, corset is really, I mean, we know it as inner garment, now it's outer garment.
Yeah.
And now it's been evolutionized to streetwear.
I'm wearing an inner garment.
You can wear it with jeans.
I can wear it with my Victoria's Secrets.
But isn't Victoria's Secret supposed to be in a garment?
No, I'm saying I can wear it with my Victoria's Secrets.
Oh, okay. You guys have heard Phupho. I mean, there is it Chloe?
Chloe Bailey.
Chloe
Yes.
Bailey.
There
used to be a Jew.
Yes.
What's the other one?
Yeah, I think she's busy filming Ariel in
What's
the
her
United
name?
Hailey
Hailey and
Bailey.
Chloe.
Yeah.
And they're managed by Beyonce, right?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
They are managed by Beyonce.
Is there beef between Kim and Beyonce?
No. I don't think there's official beef. I just think sometimes other people just don't like other people, and because they have no reason to, it becomes a thing of...
You're such a Kim Kardashian fan.
No,
it's
but
so quick for you to defend.
No, but I'm serious. Like, also the fan bases make it worse because Beyonce
Yeah.
does have one of the most toxic fan bases. So the Beehive does push the narrative more.
And I mean, she didn't attend the Met Gala this year. Past 2 years.
She came as the Holy Ghost.
Well, Rihanna came as a statue.
Oh, that was iconic. Imagine
Very
being at the
iconic.
Met Gala and not being at the Met Gala. Imagine having a late night snack and being at the Met Gala at the same time.
But that's Rihanna for you.
Only Rihanna could do that.
I mean, that girl, for the longest time, I spoke about this. I spoke about her with Kamo the other day. Is that, I didn't actually understand Rihanna. Up until a later stage, I'm like,
Actually, this hand is onto
but
something.
we call those the underground gang. But in real life.
She is, Shem. She is. I think she's forever had like the most like risk-taking style.
Yeah.
She's forever pushed the boundaries, and for her to like be at the Met while not being at the Met is even pushing the boundaries. The last time someone pushed the boundaries like this at the Met Gala was Kim.
Yeah, but you are obsessed with Kim.
But I'm not lying. The last Met Gala when she wore the black, the full-on black Balenciaga.
People had, but it was trending after that. Let me take that back.
Imagine how powerful you have to be in the fact that not even a single skin is showing and people can see who you are.
But is that Kanye West's contribution to Kim's brand, or is this just that Kim Kardashian?
I think it's not Kanye West, it's Damna. I just feel like it's very weird.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this on camera. It's very weird that we, as the people in fashion, are praising Kanye for Damna's work at Balenciaga, where Damna is the actual designer at Balenciaga coming up with these ideas.
But isn't it how he conceptualized it actually from runaway to reality, Kanye?
Kanye, I guess,
Yeah.
yes.
But his thinking, a lot of people don't understand Kanye, but I do. Maybe it's because of his Gemini. I don't know. But his thinking is really wild. And I feel like, how he thinks, taking Kim. Remember when we knew Kim Kardashian? She used to wear blazers and bodycon dresses. And
Like the Ave Lage dresses, that Ave Lage era, and the Balmain blazer era.
Yeah. But, it's like we always knew that Kim Kardashian has always been a star.
Yeah.
But, it's the thinking of taking a star and actually exporting them to the next level. I feel like that's what Kanye is.
That's what Kanye did, yeah. That's what
Yeah.
Kanye. I think that combination of them was very perfect.
But Kanye-
in fashion and pop culture.
Kanye hasn't attended the Met Gala in the longest time.
I think it's been like a year before COVID.
Yeah.
It's been that long.
And Pantene was the main sponsor of the entire event.
So, Orapeleng, what did you think about the men's fashion at the gala?
With the man, there's not much to do, and that's not much of exploring to do. But I felt like...
Oh, I know people who like to explore.
Like who?
Go on.
But are you not going to finish your sentence?
No, go on.
For me, I really liked Dwayne Wade, the husband to the beautiful Gabriella Union. I felt like, he brought himself to the Met. He just wore a typical white suit. And if you actually looked at the video that they shot for Vogue, there were so many details that he was showing that you couldn't actually see on the red carpet. And for me, from a designer point of view, whatever you wear has to really enhance your own beauty. You could have came naked, but he did not. He wore a white suit, but he looked like I don't know. There was just something angelic. The connection between.
Isho nje wena uthi ufuna indoda Gabriel Union because manje lento echazayo Orapeleng angekho happy ngayo. Isho uthi mina Orapeleng Moduhle, put your hand here and say mina Orapeleng Moduhle ngifuna indoda Gabriel Union.
No, but he stays in America. But now you need to understand where I come from, Phupho. It's like, we expect fashion to be dramatic, and we expect everything to probably have a voice. The simplest thing can speak in the largest volumes. You don't believe?
That white suit.
T-shirt and
That-
pants.
that-
T-shirt and jeans.
That white suit did not speak in in the loudest voice.
And then the two of them together.
The two of them together, yes, they complemented each other with the whites, but I feel like they could have put more effort because that was literally a white suit.
But now, for me, my experience with working with clients is that guys are very pedantic.
They are.
And they are at that level that they don't really want to cross specific borders. They don't want to wear lace. They don't want to wear silk. They want to keep it at the most basic level ever. How is it that you enhance it to a way that it speaks volume, you as a stylist?
I think you use things like different colors. Shawn Mendes did it. Shawn Mendes was wearing a Tommy Hilfiger outfits. It was still very masculine, but because there were different colors in the outfits, he was able to bring that up,
So you felt like the look was not giving for the Met Gala?
It was not big enough effort for the Met Gala. Like they have a stylist. Jason Bolden is their stylist, and for me, I feel like it could have given.
Well,
more.
Jason Bolden, I personally feel like, darling, you have brought it to the table. Lenny Kravitz is known for his.
That was my inspiration.
Style,
That was my inspiration behind the outfits you made for me for the feathers last year.
Yeah.
1981 Lenny Kravitz.
I mean, Lenny Kravitz is amazing. What did you think about his look?
I actually loved his look. I love the fact that he takes risks when it comes to fashion. He has shown time and time again that he really cares about fashion, because I think that is what we want to see as the audience.
Like you feel like you want to see more.
We feel like we want people to care about what's going on, about the event they're going to. It's a matter of respect, and it always shows up. So I also love these outfits.
Yeah, no. But it's him in the outfits.
It's definitely him in the outfits and not on the outfits.
So you have a crush on Lenny Kravitz?
I feel like everyone, not necessarily an active crush, but I would have a crush on him. If he hit me up.
How old is he though?
He's like a daddy, but.
Like a daddy, how old? Daddy that looks very good.
He's like, I think he's around my husband's age, around Tom Ford's age.
Are you getting married to Tom Ford?
I am getting married to Tom Ford.
And that you are manifesting that to the universe?
Yes, I just want this to be out there. I am getting married to
Tom Ford. Please, Tom Ford's team, please hit up Phupho Gumede, Kardashian, soon to be Phupho Ford.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Wait, so one of the looks I want us to dive into.
Yeah.
She's one of the co-chairs of this year's gala. One of the most stylish women. One of my favorites, Serena Van de... no.
Serena.
That was her name on Gossip Girl. Blake Lively. She wore this Versace gown that was bronze and then turned into blue on the red carpet with gloves.
Everyone was talking about that look. I think that was the most trending look of the night.
Okay, I think that was the second most trending look of the night.
Oh, which was the most trending look? Kim Kardashian.
Marilyn Monroe's dress.
But Blake Lively has always been known for her fashion. I mean, from Gossip Girl.
Yes.
And Serena Van
You know,
the
my
leads.
spirit animal.
I've always used to be obsessed with this season.
Same. I'm such like a Serena. I feel like when they started, I used to be a Serena Van de Woodson.
Yeah.
And then I became a bit of a Blair Waldorf when I having my bad bitch moment, and then now I'm back to being a Serena.
Yeah. No, but we've always loved her fashion.
I love this dress so much because when you zoom in the dress, you can actually see the lines of the New York City buildings in the actual dress. And in the crown, there are all the lights that are in the Statue of Liberty. And also the fact that when you open up the dress starts as bronze, which was the original color of the statue, and then you unpack the dress and then becomes blue, which is the now color of the statue, is even more iconic. The swift and how
she looked like the Statue of Liberty.
The swift and how the team removed the gloves to the blue gloves was impeccable.
But we have to give it to Donatella Versace.
Exactly.
She always, but it sometimes just gives me a small reflection. Like between Gianni Versace and Donatella Versace. Because I feel like she's the one who carried through the brand for the longest time.
She did carry the brand for the longest time. But I feel like this is just how I feel like. I feel like her as a fashion person, like I've never really experienced her taste.
But wasn't she a muse?
She was.
So, what is the relationship between a designer, stylist, and a muse? The contribution to the final look. Who actually is the biggest contributor to how it actually looks? Is it the stylist or the designer or the muse?
I think the stylist. Okay, I'm going to ask you this question. You, me, Ayanda, of the looks you've created.
Yeah.
So, who do you think is the
biggest
biggest contributor between us three in a look?
I don't think there is a biggest contributor. I feel like it all takes us back to fashion school, where everything is about a concept and teamwork.
Yes.
You understand? Getting the right people
Yeah,
to be part of a specific project. You know, we get Phupho, we get Ayanda, we get Orapeleng. Orapeleng knows how to snatch Ayanda's body. Phupho knows the vision and how to execute everything on the red carpet. So I feel like that's what brings everything
A final
together.
look together. Exactly. I feel like a full-on glam team is everyone just contributes perfectly, because even with glam, if the makeup artist is not doing the right job, it will throw the whole look off. If the hairstyle, I mean, we saw in Young, Famous, and African, the outfits were proper, but
Can we have a moment of silence for that? Designer, no, Stylist of the Year award, and then Young, Rich and Famous.
Who?
Is it Young, Famous, and African?
Young, Famous, and African.
So much accolades, though.
Thank you.
How does that transition, like, what took you there? Is it the passion, or is it just the Phupho being Phupho?
I think it's just Phupho being Phupho, and also in collaboration with the passion. Like when I got my...
Love that. I feel like that's a moment. Phupho being Phupho and collaboration with the passion. Because it starts from the passion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like everything you do, it has to come from the heart. So when I got my award for Stylist of the Year, that was in Nigeria.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Bashimanele Basitsan, a round of applause for that moment.
It did get me unfollowed, but anyway, we are not there.
Can we tap into that? Who unfollowed you? Why would they do that? Oh, you don't want to top names?
I don't know.
Names are expensive.
I don't know her.
Not her.
I don't know her.
But why would... Do you feel like there is like a big... what do you call it? You know, like as creatives, when we come together, that when one wins, that we don't really... You know, it makes us feel a certain way. That
It does.
and it comes to a point of hate.
It does. It
Yeah.
does. I feel like as Orapeleng Motutle, you've obviously gotten your fair share of hates and dislike from people in the industry.
Yeah.
People that you looked up to, you know, and with me, it unfortunately was the same for me.
Yeah. And how did that make you feel?
It made me feel nothing because I always expected it.
Yeah. Because it's the craft
Yeah.
that actually triggered the moment.
Exactly.
And you have it. And they can never take it away from it.
The girls that have it, the ones that don't. So, I mean, I was really grateful for that when I won my award in Nigeria for Stylist of the Year in Africa, and then I got the Fashion Pivot cover, Fashion Pivot Nigeria cover.
The names and the accolades are just dropping. Guys, born and bred in KwaZulu-Natal and soon to be one of the most famous stylists in the world.
Exactly, from our mouth to God's ears. I feel like people were really pressed though with the cover, because we're not really used to the culture of appreciating image makers, and that was what that issue was about, appreciating image makers, because we're really moving to a point where we actually been like, actually no, designers also need a moment, makeup artists also do need a moment, stylists do need a moment, because they all work together to bring us their image.
And as queer people, we have for the longest time been behind the scenes.
Exactly, you know,
and creating beautiful moment for women. Celebrity women, even if it's just like family members. Now we are finally getting the chance to actually be the forefront.
Exactly, Sanbon.
So the challenges as a queer person in the industry and, you know, just society in general, like how did you really pull through it and make sure that, you stand strong and you become the Phupho Gumede, the Kardashian West that you are today?
I think for me is that I never wanted to be just known as Phupho Gumede. I never just wanted to be known as a queer creative.
Yeah.
But I wanted to be known as a creative.
Yeah.
So in order to become...
So sexuality does not matter.
Yes. My gayness is not the one styling people. I'm the one styling people. Doesn't matter who I decide to sleep with.
And
genuinely, I feel like if that's what I learned, that if I wanna be taken as seriously as I want to be in fashion, I have to separate my work from
your sexuality.
the sexuality.
And for the longest time, as straight people, it never used to be a problem.
Yeah.
Just because of there is a queer people,
Yeah.
it shouldn't be an issue.
It shouldn't be an issue. Yeah. So if we wanna become mainstream in anything that we do, we have to shut down the wall of categorization as queer people. I don't just wanna be the best gay stylist. I wanna be the best stylist.
Yeah, best stylist. I wouldn't have said it better myself.
Period.
Because it's about you as the person.
The person.
And what you can be able, what you can offer.
Exactly.
I mean, that was good.
That was so good.
That was
Let's
too
get the bill.
good. Now it's time to get the bill. I mean, that necklace is actually made out of seashells.
Loves it. I almost
with
said
crystals.
thank you. I almost said thank you, and then I realized that I didn't actually design it.
But you chose it to be a part of your outfit.
Thank you so much.
That's you being a stylist. Future plans?
Future plans. I think I just wanna twerk every 2 weeks or monthly at a club.
Or monthly.
That's all I wanna do. I think this year I really am just focused on being happy.
Yeah.
Being in the moment, still doing the work, but not as much work as I was doing last year. I don't want to work as hard.
Why?
Because of the stress, the work that comes with.
But isn't the passion the forefront of the actual work?
It is, but also the stress is not worth doing
it.
it. Yeah. So I wanna work for 1 day and then chop life for the next 10 days.
You have heard him. So where can people get a hold of you? Social media?
Sorry.
What? Oof. I think that is time for now.
Oh, is that champagne? I mean...
So traditionally here on the episode, on the Glam Room, we actually have a toast of champagne at the end of it.
You know me, you know how much I love my champagne.
Is that what makes you dance at night?
Yes.
So, Nat Brute is Natalie Hlahla. She's a local influencer who fermented this beautiful combination of sparkling wine. We call it Nat Brute.
Oh, okay. Come on, Nat. Love black women feeding us alcohol.
Absolutely. Thank you. I mean, for me, it's
so
the
nice.
packaging.
The bottle is so nice.
The packaging is so nice.
The bottle is so nice. It's so fancy. It's giving luxury as it should.
What is the luxury part about this bottle?
I think I like the black and gold combination, and also I like the fact that this doesn't come off. It's encrusted into the actual bottle.
And the branding looks really good.
Yes.
Shout out to you, Natty.
Shout out, Natty!
Natty Brute. So can we please have some glasses? Wait up until you actually taste the champagne. Okay. And I actually want to hear what you think about it.
Is it Brute? You know Brute is my favorite. Brute is my favorite.
Thank you, Bells.
Brute is my favorite flavor of champagne.
I actually have to pour you first. You do not fill champagne up.
Okay, Naomi would hate you if you filled it to the brim.
Oh, really? Is that her thing as well?
That is her thing. She would literally. I was in Ghana this time, and the waiter poured me to the brim. I was like, "Do you know, okay, Naomi? She would die if you did this."
What is her favorite thing? Is it Azul or champagne?
Guys, that was one time. That's
Cheers.
awesome. Cheers.
To being queer and being liberated and to pushing boundaries.
Cheers to being in fashion and making new rules
Of our own.
of our own. Aibo 8 nuts. Woo! I love it.
Divine. What do you think? Well, you don't have to say more. That you are calm. Do you want to take mine as well?
Yes, please.
Yes. Oh.
Cheers to you, Natalie.
Cheers to Natalie, and thank you guys. That was it. Thank you very much for coming to my episode.
Thank you so much for having me.
I mean, it's always having you, fabulous Phupho Gumede, Kardashian.
Thank you. All right,
Soon to be fought.
Soon to be fought.
Oh, yeah.
I can't believe it. Nizaba, you guys are going to be so confused when you run into me at the airport and say Phupho Gumede Kardashian, and I'm just going to keep on walking because I'm going to be Phupho Ford from now on.
You have heard it. Thank you very much. If you like this episode, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much. Good night, and God bless. And that was too good.
Let's get the